Welcome to the handbag heaven.
This is another episode of Make It Personal
If you're interested,
in finding out how to make this luxury inspired DIY bag, then keep watching.
so to make this bag using a pair of scissors, pliers, hot glue gun with the glue sticks, keep watching.
The materials you need for this project is a basket, drawstring bag, 2 handles, and 4 rings to hold the handles. So in step 1, you're going to want to prep the basket.
The first thing I did to prep the basket
Is to remove the drawstring bag that came in the basket. Now, if you use a different basket, you may not have a drawstring bag to remove, but that's what I had in this basket. And if you click the link below for the basket, you'll end up with one with a drawstring bag. So I just gently pull the drawstring. It's basically hot glued to the basket. So I just gently pull it away from the basket to remove it. And just, be careful so that you don't, damage the basket. Of course, if you plan to use the drawstring bag that comes in the basket, then you can just skip this step. The next thing you want to do to prep the basket is to remove the handles. Now, if you're going to use the handles that come with the basket, of course, you can skip this step. But I am removing these handles because I do have the handles in the material list that I will be adding to the basket. So you can use pliers just to pull the wire away from the basket, and that will release the handles. So step 2, you're going to want to prep and install the drawstring bag. For the prep, I'm just cutting the drawstring bag into 3 pieces. So there'll be a top piece that includes the drawstring part, and then you have that middle band that I'm cutting away from both the top and the bottom of the drawstring bag, because that is going to be the band that goes around the basket. So yeah, you just want to keep cutting until you get, that middle part cut all the way off the drawstring bag. I have all 3 parts cut and separate. So here's the drawstring top. And then you have the bottom, which could be the bottom lining inside of the basket bag. Now this bottom
may have to be altered a little to make it fit inside the basket, the bottom of the basket properly.
I do want to make sure I keep the Dior tag. I did not want to cut that away. And then I have the band here that I'm going to, install around the basket. Now, you could use the hot glue gun to, go ahead and install this onto the basket or fix it onto the basket. But I will be sewing my band together and making it a removable band that could also be used as a hair tie. So here I am just kind of measuring it out on the basket to make sure it's going to fit. Now, as is, it does not fit around the entire basket, so I will be adding a band to it. Here's the top and bottom that I'm going to just sew together to make a whole drawstring bag.
You do not have to sew the bag, the pieces together. You can just hot glue it in as is.
If you want to hot glue, this will be the point in which you hot glue the drawstring bag into the basket as the lining, and also the band around the basket.
So you would just use your little hot glue gun and glue sticks to perform this step.
Now I have sewn the drawstring bag back together after removing the band in the middle. So now I'm just going to insert that into the basket, and that will be my lining. Now I did decide not to hot glue because I want to make it a removable bag where I can just take it in and take it out. So you're just going to insert that into the basket. and kind of get that drawstring area up above it. And then now I am adding the band around the basket for the, the exterior decor. So yeah, you just pull that down. Now, if you're gluing, then you're just gluing it down, but I'm just pulling that down onto the basket. It's really coming together. It's looking great. So step 3, we're going to add the handles. And first, to add the handles, you're going to need to add the 4 rings that hold the handle on the basket. So the rings that I have, they kind of push open. So you want to push it open and insert it in the little opening on the basket. Basically, you can use the same opening that the original handles were on. And so you just insert it in there. You may have to kind of wiggle it and turn it around to get the opening to close once it's on the basket. So that's what I'm doing here in the video. I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of moving the ring around to get it to close now that it's on the basket. So I'll continue to install the other 3 rings. I may not include that on camera because it does take a little effort, and I don't want to, make the video long. But, once you do it, once you get in the hang of it, you'll know exactly, how the best way to get it on the basket. Okay, now I have all 4 rings installed on the basket. Next, we will add the handles. So to add the handles, you're going to open up the ring. If you can see here close up, that's the ring opened. And you're going to take the circle, the hole on the handle, and you're going to insert the ring through that hole. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side for the other hole in the handle. And, it's pretty easy to pop the handles on once you get the ring on the basket. So there it is with the handle, and I already had the other handle installed. So now that part is done. So optionally, you can add a charm. If you have a Dior charm from, any other Dior item or anything, you can add that to the basket. And last but not least, optionally, you can add a strap to the basket. So basically, you can just clip the strap on the front, one of the front rings, and then on one of the back rings, the opposite side. Here's the final reveal. So here's what the bag looks like. I think it turned out great. That's the front, that's the back. If this video was helpful and you like luxury DIY videos, subscribe to my channel. I will be doing luxury DIY videos each week, so click the notification bell to be notified when a new video drops.